Athletics' point of view, just seeing their struggles this season and what they need desperately, and it's mostly trying to find some help in attack. They can create chances, they can't really finish them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Nico Williams is like Ruud van Nistelrooy or Cristiano Ronaldo, prolifically putting the ball in the back of the net. But do you think there's a case that he should have started this game? And also maybe by that extension, Raul Garcia. It feels like Raul Garcia, every time he comes in the second half against us, he just seems to do more in like 15 minutes than they've done all game. I don't know if it's just because he really makes his presence known. He's really good getting on the end of headers. Like, he got at least 2 open headers in this game, and was able to give them something in the box. Do you feel like Marcelino should give one or at least one of those guys a start? Like, what was Berenguer doing in this game, for example?
No, that's exactly it. Like, I think Marcelino maybe misread sort of the emotion of the game a little bit. With Nico Williams, he's just scored the match winner. Let him start this final. We've seen all the stuff the last couple of days, the marker front page with, Mama Williams and talking about her sons. Let the two of them start. Ride that feel-good factor. And then, maybe start Raul Garcia as well, because he's competing along with Arturo Vidal for player who just hates Real Madrid the most. And every time he plays Real Madrid, he just goes for it. I think it was last season he got sent off in both the league games against Real Madrid, which is not great. But he brings that energy, brings that intensity. In a final, that's definitely what you want. So Sancet had a really good game when he scored his hat-trick against Osasuna a couple of weeks ago. That's great. Berenguer and Nico Williams the last few weeks have been interchanging who's the starter. But I don't know, I think Marcelino maybe misread some of the emotion that could have, just changed things. It's a final, and, for Athletic, this is the final. It could be their only final for the next few years. And you start the guy that just won match for you. You start the guy that hates Real Madrid and is going to battle up front. Sancet didn't really do much either. So, I think starting Sancet and Berenguer was a bit of a mistake once he made the changes. I think that's why we saw what we saw in the second half. Obviously, as well, when a team's losing in the final, they have to just throw more at it, and it's natural that the end played out the way it did. Ancelotti even said that we dominated the first 70 minutes. They were better the final 20 minutes, but that's normal in a final, especially when you have the 2-0 lead. So. And when he came on at half time, I thought that's exactly the right substitution to make. I wonder if never mind getting into all the penalty calls, but I wonder just if there hadn't been that second goal right at the start of the second half, I do wonder what would have happened then, because I think Athletic having Nico Williams on at the start of the second half, I would have been interested to see what that would have been like with the score at 1-0 for a little longer. But I think once it went to 2-0, that just deflated Athletic so much. And it wasn't then until they brought the energy of a few more substitutions later on, like Raul Garcia, that they finally went for it in the final stages. But I think Marcelino got those ones wrong. Not necessarily because of any tactical reason, just, don't bench the guy that just got you to the final. It's been the feel-good story of the week or the month or the year so far.
So I would have been curious to see how it would have played out if Nico started, or if maybe, as you said, Real Madrid didn't score that goal early in the second half. I have a theory about Mendy, and I'm writing about this now, but this has happened a lot this season where Mendy will put in one really strong challenge against whoever the winger is on that side. And for the rest of that game, that winger becomes a shell of himself and just is scared to take Mendy on again. There was after Mendy had one really nice tackle on Berenguer early, there was a moment in the first half where Berenguer has the ball and he's bringing the ball up the wing, and Mendy just backs off a few yards and just gets in stance to defend him one-on-one. And he's waiting for Berenguer to come, almost daring him. And Berenguer is nope, I'm just going to pass this backwards. I just feel like he has that effect. He's just the demoralizer of young, I don't even know how old Berenguer is, of just whatever age you are. He is a demoralizer of wingers on that side. I think he's, we can talk about how his offense worries us and this and that, but again, his defense is just on that side. And I think that was probably one of Athletic's struggles as a whole. It wasn't just that they weren't getting anything on the wings. It was that even, and I don't think Real Madrid defended that well. Like I thought we were vertically loose. We were allowing some passes in behind us pretty easily, but Athletic just don't really have anything going in transition. Iñaki was a little bit sloppy with his touches. They weren't getting the ball quickly enough. Their passing wasn't good enough. Apart from Sanset, who was awesome. Sanset now, like every time we played against Athletic, Sanset has been that guy I kind of fear the most because he's actually really good at creating shots for others. He's really good at creating space for himself to shoot. He's been really impressive. Is he how far away is he from a call up to the national team? Do you think he's got to give us? I think he provides something there. I don't know.
Only when he moves to Barcelona, but so maybe in the summer. Looks like he doesn't watch Basque football.